What's poppin', players? Welcome back to a Two Penny Games review. This time, your monthly video game book club, the Two Penny Game Club episode on Halo Combat Evolved. I am your host, Tavin Bothel, here with my good gaming friends. Say hello to the people, Connor Elliott.
Hello, my name is Connor Elliott, and I'm here to review Halo.
And say hello, Phil Shoemaker.
That's right, Tavin. We're here reviewing the Halo Combat Evolved right here.
That's not what he really sounds like.
What? Wait, what's that an impression on?
What?
Is that an original voice by Phil Shoemaker?
No, definitely not.
The voice actor?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, once a month, usually, or really just whenever we complete the game and have a space to talk about it, we review games of yore and we review and rank them against each other here on our video game book club game show called the Two Penny Game Club. We've reviewed games such as The Last of Us, Chrono Trigger, Resident Evil, and this time we are reviewing Halo Combat Evolved. I'll jump in here. Halo Combat Evolved is a classic game because it modernized twin-stick shooting in first-person shooter games on console, gamepad, all of that. And it was revolutionary for that reason at its time. I think playing it today, it is extremely dated in its overall game design and specifically its level design. However, it is still really, really fun to play. It just has really fun and engaging gunplay, really charismatic characters and art styles, and you just feel like you're getting lost in its world really, really well. And I think that's what has really carried the franchise all the way through. Even as, you know, things like level design and overall game design do get better with later iterations. In this one, the things that worked still ring true. The things that didn't work bring it back dramatically. The levels are too long, they're too much of the same, and even though its core gameplay loop is fun and entertaining, it's just not enough to keep it going all the way to the end. I had a good time with Halo, but I also felt like, man, this game is a bit of a drag to play. It felt like doing my chores to play this one in certain aspects. Though I did have fun, it just overall, as a complete package, didn't come together with a modern lens on it. So even though I think elements are fantastic, just all together, it just didn't ring super well for me. So like, I enjoyed it, but I just objectively cannot say it's like a masterpiece of a game or a great game. And I don't think anybody would blame me for saying so. Phil, I'm going to jump to you.
All right. I think Halo Combat Evolved, it's a good game, but like Tavin said, there are lots of bits that just kind of feel like a drag, and I feel like it would not be nearly as fun if I did not have the co-op partner here with me, Tavin. Me and Tavin played through the whole game. Little bit of a shaky start. I think it was just the deal with PC gaming, and I don't think that's really a reflection on Halo as a whole.
It's not Halo's fault for that.
Right?
No.
Yeah, it's not their fault at all. But yeah, once we were into it, I was getting pretty into it. But kind of towards the tail end, it was kind of showing its ugly face with like the repetitiveness and how a lot of the designs kind of look the same. And like y'all said earlier, I was playing on the classic stuff, so a lot of lighting, very like dark hallways, very much like, hey, if this arrow was not on the floor, the player would have no idea where they were supposed to go. Lots of like kind of standing, waiting for a door to be open, just for an excuse for enemies to come out of the walls. That's only a couple levels just off the top of my head. Very long, repetitive levels where you just have to kind of run around the entire level. Sometimes it gives you a vehicle that makes it a little easier. Gunplay, still great. Driving vehicles, still fun. Shooting enemies, still very fun. But I think overall, I looked back on this game with rose-colored glasses, and it was kind of nice to go back and kind of see how I feel about it today. And I think it's my least favorite Halo game.
Now, Connor, you got any thoughts?
Let's pretend like this is my first time speaking on
the
the game. Halo Combat Evolved, it's an outdated game. It has a level design that felt very, as you guys said, lengthy. It kept going. I would lose track of where I was a lot, and I switched between the original way to play the game and the new one, and it made a way bigger difference in how I was able to progress through certain levels. With the new way to play the game, the new updated graphics, making it a little bit easier due to having a lot more detail and you seeing what doors you can go through and what doors you can't go through.
I mean, just the upgrade in lighting alone.
Yes, and lighting as well. It makes it way more easy to see things. And even though I tried to play the old way of the old graphics, I just couldn't do it to try and, because I was trying to get through this game as quick as possible, especially because I was lagging on the amount of time I had to play this game since I was dragging my feet. Because I tried to play it with a friend, so I ended up spending most of my playthrough doing it solo, as opposed to these guys. And playing on normal, there are certain parts where the game does block your way and provide a certain level of difficulty, which I enjoyed, considering that it overall is kind of an easy game, and it was good to break up the repetitive motion of just going through waves and waves of grunts and elites who, once you kind of got down your basic tactics of sticking them with grenades, using your shotgun or your assault rifle to take down their shields and then come and hit them, do the classic Halo shoot right afterwards, as multiplayer would kind of refine in the years to come. It provided a fun story, one that didn't really surprise me, considering that I had played it before. But back in the day, I assumed it would have been kind of surprising to see the turn of the twists and turns of characters dying and betrayals going on. But from a modern lens, two betrayals, some might say. But from a modern lens, Tavin thinking. From a modern lens, while it does have its enjoyment in its gameplay, its gunplay, its vehicles, its enemy variety, which certain games at that time definitely did not have. It threw a lot more at you than just the guy with the armor, the one with the grunt who goes down super easy, and developing them through different species in the Covenant's forces who serve as the main antagonist of this game. But even so, level design does really bog it down, though it is a quick game. It is not a long one, so it doesn't feel like it really drags unnecessarily, though the levels can feel that way because it can get so confusing to find out where you're going. But overall, I think, though it is definitely the weaker of the Halo series, especially with all that it has to offer, which is to say, not that much, especially since you can't really play old online Halo anymore.
But you can through the Master Chief Collection.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can play them all.
Oh, you could.
But I'll say me and Phil jumped into that a few years ago, and the multiplayer for this game is broken. It's totally unfair and unbalanced, and it's just not really a lot of fun to play in a modern sense.
Definitely want to stick to your Halo Reach multiplayer, Halo 4 multiplayer.
Don't touch
Halo 3.
Don't touch Halo Reach, guys. That game.
You can touch Halo Reach.
Tavin's a notable hater of Reach.
Reach sucks. Reach is the worst. With this one though, you can definitely you can feel in the game that it just barely came together. They barely got it working for launch. You just feel it if they didn't have the exact amount of time that they had and they didn't work exactly how they needed to, this game would have came out and flopped. You can just feel how all of that worked. But yeah, its core gameplay I think works. It's just everything around it doesn't. Its story is super whatever. I just don't care. Its cool little twist of the Flood is neat and a great way to change up gameplay. But then the Flood immediately gets annoying because the level designs in the Flood levels are so long and drawn out in just corridor after corridor after corridor, to the point to where you're just oh my God, I've had enough. Can we move on, please? Because I'm sick of this.
I've heard it told several times that a lot of people call this game Hallways Combat Evolved.
Yeah, and for a lot of the game, that's true. I think that, it's being derogatory to some of its, opening levels.
Sure.
Even some of its later ones are open, but, you just get lost. I think of all the snow levels, it is not clear where you're supposed to go. I just get lost so easily in those. And the fact that
there's that one bit you have to, backtrack all the way to get a Banshee to go all the way back the other way.
Yeah, just a mess. And then, and Phil mentioned it already, but the fact that they had to put arrows on the ground to be go this way is ridiculous. And specifically in the old graphics, the original graphics, holy crap, this game is so dark. And just like one shade of color at a time. Like there's multiple colors, but it's just one at a time. It's either green, blue, gray, purple. That's it. And I think definitely in its last couple of levels, it really falls apart. Like pretty much like after you get past the library, which is the most boring level of them all, it's just terrible level design after terrible level design. The only good ones are like the first 3 or 4.
Hard agree.
Yeah.
Hard agree.
But there really is just something to say about the gunplay and just the charm of Halo as a universe. Like it there's a reason it captured our hearts, you know, and the reason why we care so much about it. And I really, really enjoyed the trip down memory lane, but just knowing where Halo goes in the future really says a lot about it. And the fact that like this playthrough spawned interest in me alongside the season 3 drop in Halo Infinite. It spawned interest in me to like reinstall Halo Infinite and play some of that, and I've been
Get back into that,
hooked on that with all of its modern gameplay, bells and whistles and so forth. So
it's one of those games that hasn't really had, when you play this first game, not many changes at the end of the day with how the game plays. You know, it obviously refines certain systems, add equipments in the new Halo games, add a sprint button, which was absent for the first 3 games.
I don't need a sprint button in Halo games.
You don't?
No, it doesn't bother me because you move fast enough through the world. Like a sprint button only works because they have like, in my opinion, a lot of games they have your set movement and then they just decrease that. And that's like your walk speed or your regular speed, you know, whereas sprint speed is always like the comfortable one. So like if your movement speed is high enough to move through your level design, then it's fine. And I think in Halo, it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine. For me, it's more like I'm at the point where now I would be annoyed if they took it away. Because like they gave it to me. It's like, why would you take that out? Like
I guess, but nobody complains that you can't sprint in Doom. Which
Doom, you move even faster.
Exactly. Like, just have your move speed match your level design. Like, if it whatever point to where it feels right, just set it to that. You don't need a sprint. Like, I think sprints in video games are super arbitrary. Like, they only work in games that try to be more realistic / simulation type things. Like, Call of Duty was for a while, and then it got ridiculous. But your Call of Duty's, your Battlefields, games that like try to be realistic war sims, whereas this, it's like, all right, it's a bunch of colorful aliens and a bunch of fun guns to play with, and you're shooting, a bunch of blue bullets. Like, you don't need a sprint for this.
Yeah, I mean, that actually is a pretty fair point.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing about sprint always annoyed me growing up. Like, when it got added to like Halo Reach and Halo 4 and all that, I was like, the other games didn't need it because they designed their levels and they designed their core movement around that idea of not having it.
As an armor ability, yeah, it sucks. I hate that.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that was ridiculous. But yeah, it's just not necessary.
It just needs. I mean, if you're gonna put it in there, just keep it as an inherent ability.
Yeah, just a. There's enough buttons on the controller.
Yeah.
The ability of co-op in this game really does elevate it, though, I believe, because
absolutely,
like I say, it's fun enough on your own, but
not nearly as
yeah,
so.
you're not rolling credits playing solo.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well,
I don't know if I would. It would take me a hell of a longer.
Unless you're me.
I think I would feel a lot lesser on it because there was a lot of fun that came in with the chaos of having Phil next to me of like, all right, I'm charging, and he's like, I just threw a grenade in there, you do not want to charge in there, and I'm like, oops, and so you get blown up or dead or
I'm turning, shooting, blasting things with my shotgun, and all of a sudden Tavin's in front of me and I shoot him.
Yeah. And then like, or just like classic moments where like, it was kind of annoying, but I kind of also enjoyed it where like, you're killing enemies and all of them drop grenades when they die. So then you throw one grenade and the entire room blows up. And there were plenty of fun moments where like I'd sit in a corner and like the entire room would blow up and I would just watch Phil die. Like, and I'm like, whoa, okay, that sucks to be you.
It felt very much, Connor, if you remember that guy that gets double grenaded in that Fast and Furious movie.
There were many moments of that where like just one grenade hit Phil's feet and then another one hit his feet, and I'm like, you're done, buddy, you're gone.
That's 7, right? That's 7?
5.
Okay. Yeah, and Fast Five, where fucking one of them falls out of a car, a grenade goes, and then another grenade is like falls in front of him. It's like, oh my god,
What a great movie.
great, it's fantastic.
But I mean, you have to give Halo credit where it's due. Like, it revolutionized first-person shooters. It gave us what a modern control scheme for first-person shooters are, which is greatly appreciated because like, I can't believe it. No one thought of it before this. Granted, I guess controller layouts weren't like this until around this time, but it just allowed for first-person shooters to exist on gamepad, like, and for it to work. Otherwise, you would just be using mouse and keyboard for games like Doom or whatever. And so I give it its flowers for that, and it is still fun to play. It's just everything else just drags it so far down. Where, I mean, we just keep harping on it, but this level design is atrocious. Like, it's really, really bad, and I think it kills replayability. Like, if these levels were smaller, maybe 20 minutes long instead of 45 minutes long, it'd be a lot more fun to be like, oh man, let's go hop into the tank level. Let's go hop into the warthog level. Let's go hop into the Pillar of Autumn, you know. But in between all those moments of fun gameplay, it's long stretches of walking, or it's, oh shit, I'm lost in this level design, or it's, oh wow, this library level fucking sucks. I don't want to play it ever again. And so you just get fucking exhausted playing this game. It's taxing on your, like, stamina. Like, it's just not a game that you can play all day and have fun the whole time. I have fun in short increments, but overall, I'm just not enjoying myself. Well, that's harsh. Overall, like, you just feel the drag.
Yeah. It was like, if this keeps going, I'm gonna get angry. Insert meme of Rick and Morty. 5 more minutes of this, and I'm gonna get upset.
Well, I don't think it's that bad. My God, this is like me with Arkham Asylum.
It's really not.
Speaking of which, Connor, let's go ahead and rank this bad boy amongst everything else. So, currently, the list is as follows. Number 9, Batman Arkham Asylum. Number 8, Resident Evil 4. Number 7, Portal. Number 6, Resident Evil. Number 5, Chrono Trigger. Number 4, Dishonored. Number 3, Hades. Number 2, The Last of Us. Number 1, God of War Ragnarok.
Now I know what's going to happen here. This has been... I've had a premonition, which is to say that Tavin's kind of already told me that some people in this room, not naming names, want to put this over under Batman Arkham Asylum. Under it. Is that the case, Phil? Tavin?
I mean, really, that's the conversation, is do we put this above or below Batman?
I'm the one who's meant to go last.
Yeah, because you're the most unknown factor. I hated my experience with Batman Arkham Asylum, as it's well documented on this podcast. So, Halo at least had, consistent fun for me. Maybe not the best made game. Maybe I was annoyed at certain points because of the level design, which is the biggest issue of the game. But at least I had fun. At least I had enemies that exceeded the variety of enemies in Arkham Asylum in the first 2 missions than the entire game of Arkham Asylum. So,
Not wrong.
Also, co-op. One does not have co-op.
Also not wrong. This one is actually really tough for me. Because I think Batman Arkham Asylum is a better put together package than Halo. I think Halo is more fun than Batman. Batman, on revisit, I found kind of boring. But it also never felt like a drag. Like, I never disliked my time with Batman Arkham Asylum. I was just never having a really, awesome time with Batman Arkham Asylum. And there were moments in Halo where I was having an awesome time. It's just, the package as a whole, I do think is just inferior to Batman. There's an amount of polish, there's an amount of thought, there's an amount of just intention with Batman, as opposed to Halo felt like we were trying out a bunch of stuff and seeing what stuck. and where Batman was like, we want this experience that we are going to craft for you, and this is how it's going to go. So I really you ask me any day of the week, like I'll switch back and forth, but I think like the thing is like I would not remind visiting Halo, but I would never complete another playthrough of Halo where like I'm less likely to go back to Arkham Asylum, but if I start an Arkham Asylum playthrough, I'm probably gonna make it to the end. So I'm conflicted on this, and
that is a real Sophie's choice you put together for yourself.
Yeah,
there.
That's what they call it.
And to be honest, I don't really care where this lands. So like,
I'm kind of in the same boat.
Yeah. So,
I just want to get a good idea of where Connor's putting it.
Putting it number 9, of course.
Above Arkham, below Resident Evil 4.
So that would put Arkham at number 10.
Yes, it would.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, like, Phil, we were finishing our conversation in our playthrough, and I really thought that I would have preferred Arkham over Halo. But now that I have a week and a half separated from my playthrough, time to reflect back on it, I think I would rather pick up Halo again. So I think I'm actually going to side with Connor and put it at number 9.
You know, Tavin, I'm glad that you said it so that I didn't have to be like the first one to say it, because I was kind of in the same boat. Like having the time separated from it is actually very helpful, I would say. In favor for Halo, you know.
But the thing is like if you put like I think multiplayer would drag this game back. If we were grading it on that, I think if it was just a purely single player game, it would drag it back. Mm-hmm. So
I think what would instantly put this like even higher than than a bunch of other stuff on this list is if you could play co-op with more than 2 people.
Yeah,
Pray that up to Legendary. Be fun.
Yeah, right.
We played on Heroic. I don't know if we said that.
Me and Phil played Heroic. Connor said he was playing on Normal, which is funny that you were like, hey, there was like difficulty spikes on Normal, because I mean maybe it was because I was in a co-op situation. I don't remember us ever getting stuck except for maybe one part. I remember us having to do a few times.
It was that one part where we just kept on running in the snow and kept getting picked off because we didn't have ammo.
Oh,
that's right. Funny. That's right. We were out of. We didn't have any good weapons or anything. And as much as I was like, the level design sucks, and there were moments where I was like, I don't know where to go, it was never as frustrating as moments where I didn't know where to go in Arkham Asylum. Because there are those moments, too, where I'm like, where the fuck do I go next? Or how do I get into this building? I don't understand. And that was frustrating. Arkham would get frustrating. Arkham would get frustrating a lot faster than Halo. Well, it was on a return visit to a building that I would get stuck, and I just didn't know how to get inside. I think objectively Batman is a better game, but it's just not as fun as Halo. Halo's just more fun, and I would rather have more fun than a middling experience that's, better put together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like Avengers Endgame versus Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you're bored as shit and fucking wishing it was over. Well, but you're like, yeah, directing's great, acting's great, whatever.
That's not true. I was not bored as hell.
But Avengers Endgame, you're just having fun from beginning to end, having a great time. There's plot holes galore, but man, you're having a great time, watching it. So, you know what I'm saying?
I have a great time watching the last 45 minutes.
No, I kind of enjoy. That's a different conversation. So yeah, I'm gonna side with Connor, and I'm gonna actually put it at number 9 above Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Number 9.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the list as it is right now. Number 1, God of War Ragnarok. Number 2, The Last of Us. Number 3, Hades. Number 4, Dishonored. Number 5, Chrono Trigger. Number 6, Resident Evil. Number 7, Portal. Number 8, Resident Evil 4. Number 9, Halo Combat Evolved. And number 10, Batman Arkham Asylum.
My work is still Still going strong. I'm
so excited.
The number one hater.
The number one hater of Batman.
I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited.
So, gentlemen,
You know why I'm excited, Tavin?
why are you excited, my friend?
Because we're gonna spin the wheel.
We are gonna spin the wheel. Hold on, I
Always
just
a fun.
realized I need to.
Always a fun.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we lost you there, Connor.
You're always a fun what?
Fun moment.
Yes.
Oh,
So-
With spinning the wheel.
Gentlemen, we have a veto system in place to where we can check off games that we don't want to play this next month or so. What was picked this last time, Phil picked Death Stranding, Connor picked Sonic Adventure, and I picked The Last of Us Part 2. None of those 3 games can be checked off this time around, but we can all check off new things this time around. So either look through what I'm scrolling through right here, or
We can't see.
Yeah. I can.
oh, you can't see. All right, well, look through the fucking Discord list then.
I'm gonna say I don't want to play Persona.
Okay, no Persona. Second time getting checked off. But
Not in a row.
Not in a row, so it counts. I am. There's a couple of games on this list that I'm on it. Honestly, I'm just not in the mood for right now. Connor, do you have an immediate jump to where you're like, no, not that one?
No, I'm still looking.
So
Lots of games to go through.
scrolling through, I'm not in the mood for. Where is? I've decided I don't like the idea of playing. If I can fucking find it. I'm picking Dead Cells is what I'm picking.
Okay.
Because I just don't. I'm not in the mood for a grindy, like Castlevania type or
That's fair.
roguelike game right now. So whenever I can find it,
I'm
in this
kind of
list,
in
there it
the.
is.
I'm kind of falling off on it too.
So and you've been because you've been playing it because of the Castlevania expansion.
Yeah, it's still really good. I'm just kind of like my want to go back to it is waning.
Which is funny because in the group chat you were like, "Oh, this is going on my list," and I was like, "I don't know if it will," because one, there's a lot of bangers this year, and two, like. Dead Cells is
Tentatively.
great, but you've already played it, and
Yeah.
just like a new skin on Dead Cells isn't gonna. carry it that far.
Tentatively, it is on my list. But
Connor, do you have anything that you're not willing to play this next month or so?
GTA 3.
GTA 3.
I'll continue to hate. I was hating on it today, and I'll hate on it now.
that's such a wild pick.
That is a really wild pick. There's so many other games because GTA 3, like, sure, will be a slog because it's old, but like,
See,
not
some
gonna be a
games
big deal.
some games we just got to get through. I know this eventually is going to be a game we're going to be like, ugh, we're going to have to play this one.
Oh yeah. So let's go ahead, spin the wheel, gentlemen. Let's see what we're playing on our next episode.
Excited. I'm
Tell
so
us what
excited.
it is, Tavin. You'll have to tell us what it is.
Mhm.
I can't wait.
It is Uncharted 1,
Huh.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yikes.
Yeah. Here we go with some Uncharted. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back. Let me check the calendar. I mean, it wouldn't take us long. So, we will be back on April 2nd, recording our review for Uncharted. So, you can expect it that night, April 2nd, or connected to the Two Penny Games cast, Monday, 8 a.m., April 3rd, youtube.com/@2pennygames, and mainstream podcast services of your choice. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching and listening. Tell us down in the comments what you felt about Halo Combat Evolved today, and how you feel of where it landed in our rankings. So sorry for Halo fans. Until next time, have a great time, and gentlemen, say goodbye to the people.
Bye.
See ya.